Hey, first of all, just wanted to greet you. Hi, people call me Andrew or the Reckoning. I'm just kidding. Let's first address the TikTok situation. You go into your settings, right? And you go to like apps. Oops. Okay. And then you go into apps and then all apps. And then like let's just find an app, right? So Brave, okay. Go into storage and cache. You can clear your cache. That should solve some things. And you can even clear storage. If you're going to clear the storage, um, I would recommend, if you're going to clear the storage, it's going to wipe your user data that's on your device, right? So make sure that you remember your login information and you don't lock yourself out like I did. Oops. But another idea you might do is just uninstall the app and install it again, and maybe go through all of your apps and clear that storage, clear that cache, excuse me, don't clear the storage, clear the cache on many different apps, and you might see the behavior of TikTok in a different way, unless they've expressly said like, "Hey, yeah, we've revoked this privilege from you." Then I'm out of line, and my apologies for wasting your time here. But I would do that if you haven't gotten like a declaration from TikTok themselves. Anyway, speaking on immunity, I'll show you in the affidavit that I use with my clients, right? And I'll help you, dude, the best that I can, right? I don't know everything either, but here's how I address immunity. In you're gonna love. You'll notice how it's very similar to what you're talking about. Um, Notice any claim of immunity which civil officer of government agents could possibly make is fraud because if valid, it would prevent removal from office for crimes against the people, which removal is authorized or even mandated under the United States Constitution et al. And Article 2, Section 4, as well as Title 18 of the United States Code annotated 241, 242, and 42 United States Code annotated 1983, right, and 1985 and 1986. Maybe you are, maybe you aren't familiar with all of those, and the state constitution, as well as Article 4, Section 17, that is the impeachment clause for a particular state. So anyway, that is how I address this idea of immunity. I go on to say this. In accordance with Trump versus United States, which happened in 2024, although presidential immunity is required for official actions to ensure that the president's decision-making is not distorted by the threat of future litigation stemming from those actions, that concern does not support immunity for unofficial conduct. And so therefore, such is true for all civil officers of the United States. Civil officers, peace officers, whatever they want to call themselves, right? And then addressing directly your situation where somebody has performed an affidavit and they are just simply not taking action. I don't know if you have heard of what's called a writ of mandamus, but this you're pretty much telling a higher level judge, hey, they're not doing their jobs that they're supposed to do. So can you kick them in the ass enough to where they do their effing jobs already? You're doing a writ of mandamus to a higher authority to get this higher authority to hold them accountable, like internally. I have a whole document. I think it was like it's a certain amount of pages. It's not terribly long. It's less than 20 pages. Anyway, it teaches how to report crimes to the Committee on the Judiciary at the congressional level, and as well as to the whatever agency, FBI, right? The Secret Service, the maybe the U.S. Marshals if you need, and then also the state level committee on the judiciary. So this way we have at least put people on notice, put these agencies on notice. And if they fail to perform an investigation on your notice of your federal whistleblower activity, right, well, then they become part and parcel to what becomes a gang, right? They're all covering for each other. So then we would build a case of RICO. Or they will launch a federal investigation, making you a federally protected witness. And then people better talk to you pretty nice from that point. Otherwise, or they definitely better not be interfering or disrupting your actions, or they will be tampering with a federally protected witness. These are certain strategies and certain things that I use. And like I said, I'll help you for free, brother. Like, you got stuff going on that my heart goes out to you, right? Because like Elon Musk, my heart goes out to you, but because I similar situation. Okay, I don't know where in the world you are, but we would have to communicate privately and contract privately, and you know, let's continue the conversation if you'd like. This is helpful for public, like for other people to learn too. Like I'm happy to do this in exchange, but if yeah, so you tell me how you want to proceed. Thank you so much, dude.